So let's take a look at how the architecture is going to change a little bit here, right? So right now we have on the on Heroku, right? So here's Heroku, and we have two servers, two applications running, right? So we have the React, right, and we have Java. So React and Java. And Java is connected to a database. Yes? Right? This React is running on a Node server. So it's React running on a Node server. Right? And the browser, your browser, you navigate to your React application. It gets downloaded. Right? And here's your index. And plus all your JavaScript is downloaded, right? Your JavaScript comes back to the React and downloads any templates, components, and downloads everything else that it needs, right? And renders over here on your browser. Also, part of this download, as it executes your JavaScript, some of that JavaScript is going to say, "Oh, I need data. I need the list of courses." Right? And it's going to go to your Java server, right? And your Java server is going to come back with JSON data, right? And it renders here courses and lessons and blah, 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 whatever. Everybody okay? Yes? All right. So we're going to make this a little more interesting, right? So yesterday, we added a Angular over Node.js. So it's an Angular application running on Node, yes? Right? And so that's going to be used by the students. So this is the faculty here, right? So the faculty is using their browsers, and they're interacting mostly with this application over here. Right? But the students come in and says, well, I want to see the courses. I want to enroll in a course. I want to submit assignments and whatnot. So here's a student in their browsers, okay, and they're going to hit this application, okay. It's going to download, right, all the JavaScript, It's going to download all the HTML. It's going to start running in your browser. Yes. Start running on your browser, and part of that execution is that it's going to go to the same Java server asking for the list of courses. Give me the list of courses. Yes? Right. And it renders here the list of courses as a list or whatever, right? And you click through the courses, it renders the lessons in a tab and whatnot, so it renders that. Everybody good? Everybody good? So what we're going to do now to make it this more interesting, right, is that this is going to be mostly read-only. It's going to be read-only. Give me the list of courses. I can't modify them. I can't edit them. Right? Only a faculty can. Right? So this is mostly just a read-only operation. So we need to keep track of saying, oh, well, I want to enroll in a course. I want to enroll in a course. I want to submit assignments and whatnot. Where are we going to store any of that? Where do we store any of that? Right? We could create a whole bunch of additional services here, right? A whole bunch of data models here. We could keep doing it, just adding to this web services and data models and whatnot. Yes, we could, right? But we're not. We're going to make it a little more interesting. Instead, right, we're going to have a database here. We're going to store it in this database here. And it's going to be a Mongo database, M. Right, here we're using SQL. Okay, here we're using NoSQL. Right, NoSQL. And we could still do Java, and Java could talk to this. We could have done that. Right, JPA. You can configure JPA so that it talks to either relational databases, or you can also configure it so that it talks to non-relational databases. We could have done that. Right? Certainly that's an option. Right? But we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to add here a, just like we had a Java server, that its only reason of being is what? Is providing web services. So this server, this Java server, what is it doing? It has a web service layer. Yeah. It has a repository, and then it has a JPA model here, right? Right? So the service goes in, uses the repository, goes through JPA, and the JPA talks to a database, right? We're going to do something similar here, right? Almost the same architecture. Almost the same architecture. We're going to have a web service, but implemented using Express. Here we were using JAX RS. We never talked about it, but that's the underlying. I'm sorry. RESTful services. Yeah. Then, as an intermediate to this, we're going to have a model, right? And we're going to have a library, just like JPA. Just like JPA does manages and talks to a database. Here we're going to use a library that talks to the database. Right? We're going to use a library that is very, very popular. It's the Mongoose library. Mongoose. Mongoose is the one who's going to talk to the database. Right? That's the glue between the Node world and the Mongo world. Right? All the find, when you say find, update, remove, all those commands that you can type here at the command line, yes? Those same commands, Mongoose allows you to do them from the code, right? From JavaScript. From JavaScript, you can say .find, .update, .delete, .create, right? From JavaScript. Make sense? Right? So we just introduced this piece, Express. Right? It's very easy. We'll be talking about it for the next couple of weeks. We'll come back to this and we'll introduce more and more to it and drill it. Do lots and lots of examples. We talked about the Mongo side, right, of being able to interact and insert records. Let's focus on the glue, this glue that is going to allow us to talk to a database, but from Node.js, right? So what students are going to be able to do is say, I got a list of courses here. It says, I want to enroll in this course. I want to enroll in that particular course, right? Where do I store that information that this particular student is enrolled in this particular course? Where do I store that? Again, we could have extended and kept going here in Java. Yes? We could have kept going in MySQL, but instead we're going to be using the mean stack to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is that the student is going to tell the service and say, hey, through an API, student 123 is enrolled in course 234. Right? It's going to send this information to the web service, and then the web service is going to say, oh, okay. And it's going to make an insert into a database saying, this particular student is enrolled in this particular section. Make sense? Right? If tomorrow the student wants to come back and say, what am I enrolled in? So you say an API, student 123, give me the courses that I'm enrolled in, a get. It's going to come back here and say, it's going to do a find, tell me what courses am I enrolled in. It's going to come back with an array of courses that I'm enrolled in. It's going to tell me you're enrolled in course 123, 234, 5, 6, 7, whatever. Yes? All right. If I want to see the course, I do a click, and I click on a particular course, I know the ID of the course because that's what I stored in the database. I have the ID. If I want to see the course, I click on it. I know the ID of the course, so I can go back here and say, hey, give me course 456. I'm going to come back and I can render course 456. I have the ID. Right, so any actual course content, I always have to go back to my old server. Yes? But any other metadata of, what am I enrolled in? How many seats are there? When's the start of the course? I don't know. Any other metadata, right? What grade did I get? What assignments did I submit? Or whatever, right? What quizzes did I take? We're going to store here in the Mongo database. Okay? All right. All right, so let's spend some time taking a look at Mongoose, right? It's the glue between these two worlds, right? The data that's stored here and the Node.js. So let's go fetch some data. What do we have right now? We have a couple of students in there, right? We have Alice and Bob. Okay, let's go fetch them. See if we can retrieve them, right? And then we'll call it a day.